Warm weather on the horizon and Memorial Day weekend approaching. It is the perfect time to hit the beach. But before you slather on the sunscreen, listen up. The product you're using may not protect as promised. A new report finds that nearly a third of sunscreens tested failed to deliver on the SPF promised on the label. Here to discuss it all, Dr. Kevin Campbell. Dr. Campbell, I got to tell you, I got really suspicious when all of a sudden you walk into CVS and all the sunscreens say it's now, oh, it has a UV protection of 70, 100. Like they sort of went up exponentially. It didn't seem like it could be real. It's not?
It's really not. When the Consumer Reports tested the sunscreens, they found that very few of them met the standards that they claimed. And that's a big issue because as a consumer, you're not getting the protection that you believe you are getting. And it can result in sunburn.
Dr. Campbell, I've got to interrupt you for 1 second here. We've got some breaking news right now. The jury in the Boston Marathon bombing trial has reached a decision after deliberating for 14 hours. You'll remember they were called to determine if Dzhokhar Tsarnaev should serve life in prison or whether he will be condemned to death. We are going to know more on the actual outcome at 3 p.m., but what we can tell you right now is that they have come to a decision, and we'll know what that is shortly. Dr. Campbell, I apologize.
No worries.
Thank you. Go ahead. So when I look at the list of the sunscreens, how do you know which ones actually work and which ones don't?
So what you really want to look for is something that has both UVA and UVB protection. You want to use something that has at least SPF 15. Consumer Reports has a list out of the best and worst of these sunscreens, and I think you just have to read labels and be very careful. You also need to do other things to protect yourself. Wear a wide-brimmed hat. Wear a shirt from time to time. Avoid the sun between 2 and 4. Tan earlier in the day on the beach.
The one that was the most effective was a French sunscreen that I can't even pronounce. I've never seen it before. It's $30 a container. It was the most expensive one tested. There we go. I mean, I've never even seen this in a store.
You know, there's actually inexpensive ones, one called No Label, that is very cheap, and it was in the top 5. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a lot of protection. You just have to read those labels. UVB is what gives you sunburn. UVA is more deep penetrating, and it can really lead to skin cancer, which 3 million people will have skin cancer this year.
I got to ask you about another story before I let you go. So there's a disturbing trend of people ingesting laundry pods. I have to assume these are kids. At least 7 people, though, died after biting into them, including 5 deaths since last year. I mean, this was in the Wall Street Journal. What's the story with this?
So these laundry pods are very concentrated bits of detergent, and these are alkaline solutions, and they have lots of dangerous chemicals in them. And when a child bites into these, it releases all these concentrated chemicals. It's very serious. These children end up on ventilators or breathing machines. They can be in comas, and some can even die. This year, the FDA asked for better labeling and changes in the way that the packaging looks to be less attractive, and we still haven't seen a drop in these poisonings.
Wow. All right, Dr. Campbell, thank you so much.